Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome to my channel, Greyhound DFS. I got 5 picks that I like for you today. I'm gonna make this video short and sweet, so let's get right to it. At point guard, I got Chris Paul. Chris Paul's been playing pretty good. He's had a 40-point game streak, 40 points 2 games in a row, 44 and a 42, and then a 39 basically. It's almost 40 points. But he's averaging 31 minutes a game, giving you 36 fantasy points per game. The Lakers could be without Anthony Davis again tonight. I'm pretty sure he won't play, but you never know. So I like him. I like Chris Paul if he's not playing. Then that's one less shot blocker and one less dynamic player you got to worry about out there. But Chris Paul is projected for 36 fantasy points. The Lakers are ranked 11th at his position and ranked second in defense. He's getting pretty good amount of shots. Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart's playing pretty well too. He let me down a few times, but he's averaging 31 minutes a game, giving you 27 fantasy points per game. He's projected for 26 fantasy points. New Orleans is ranked 28th at his position and ranked 23rd in total defense. He's getting a decent amount of shots as well. Then at small forward, I like LeBron James. I like LeBron James, especially if what's his name ain't playing, Anthony Davis. LeBron's averaging 34.9 minutes per game and giving you a whopping 56.3 fantasy points per game. He's playing pretty well. He had a 69 against Dallas last night. LeBron is projected for 55 fantasy points. Houston, excuse me, I don't even know why I said that. I'm looking at something, sorry. But OKC is ranked first at his position, which is ridiculous. Why ain't LeBron ranked first at his position? And then OKC's ranked 6th in defense. Don't even make no sense as to why he ain't ranked first at his position. You know what I mean? But Tobias Harris is at my power forward. He's averaging 34 minutes a game, giving you 35 fantasy points per game. There's no Joel Embiid, so he's going to get more shots. As you can see, he went from 11 shots with Joel Embiid to 17 without Joel Embiid. Dallas is ranked 29th at his position and 13th in defense. Although Luka had a bad game last night, so he's going to be looking to bounce back. He didn't really have a bad game, but he said he thinks it wasn't him out there playing. So I look for him to probably try to kill Philly. And then at center, I like Steven Adams. Steven Adams has been balling for real. He's averaging 28 minutes a game, giving you 32 fantasy points per game. LA is ranked. The Lakers are ranked first at his position and second in defense. Steven Adams is projected for 34 fantasy points. However, Anthony Davis may not play, so that'd be a good thing for him. But there you have it. That's my favorite 5. I'm gonna see if I can find you some value real quick. All right. These are some of the cheaper players that I like, aside from Zach LaVine, and I'll tell you why. I like Kobe White. He is averaging 24 minutes per game, giving you 21 fantasy points per game. He's playing against Detroit, whose guards, they're ranked 13th at his position and 17th in defense. So their defense is middle of the pack. Their guards aren't really like defensive guards for real. So, plus he gets a decent amount of shots. He had shot the ball 17 times last game and gave you 34 fantasy points, which is pretty good. I always like Zach LaVine for real. He gives you 33.9 minutes per game and averages 39.7 fantasy points per game. He's going against Detroit as well. He is projected for 42 fantasy points. Detroit's ranked 13th at his position and 17th in defense and overall defense. I like Zach LaVine. He gets about 20 shots a game, so his usage rate is pretty high. Then I like Josh Hart. I know he's going against Boston, whose defense is pretty good. However, Boston's defense is good enough to where corral they can corral Brandon Ingram and force Ingram to pass the ball a lot more. And he doesn't strike me as the player to like to force it for real. So I like to see Josh Hart get a few more shot attempts and a few more cuts to the basket and all that good stuff. But he's averaging 28 minutes a game, giving you 23 fantasy points per game. Last game against New York, he gave you 37 minutes and 32.5 fantasy points. He's projected for 24.5 fantasy points. Boston's ranked 13th at his position and ranked 5th in defense. So I like him. And then at power forward, I like Mason Plumlee. He hasn't had the best games lately. He only had an 8 against Atlanta, but he had a 21 against Dallas, which ain't bad. Dallas is a pretty good team. However, he's playing against Cleveland. Hopefully one of them Cleveland big men's taking the night off. And maybe it's a blowout. I don't know. But he's projected for 18 fantasy points, and Cleveland's ranked 19th at his position and 28th overall in defense. So their defense is bottom of the barrel. He's averaging 17 minutes a game and giving you 18.9 fantasy points. So I feel like he's at least going to get his average. But he's playing against below average defense, so I feel like he might get above that. Also, he's at home, so. And I like Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes plays pretty good. He's played really good the last 2 games. He played 29 minutes against New York and gave you 39 fantasy points. He played 24 minutes against Chicago and gave you 38.5. His season average is 20 minutes per game and 19 fantasy points per game, which is pretty good. He's a rookie, He's once again he is going against Boston. Like I said before when I was talking about Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram's going to be getting maybe not double teamed, but he's going to be getting corralled a little bit to where he's going to have to find open teammates more. That's what I think anyway. So Jackson Hayes might find Jackson Hayes for a couple lobs and a couple dives to the basket. So that's why I like him. He's projected for 18.8 fantasy points tonight, and Boston is ranked 13th at his position and 15th in total defense. So, I mean, he'll be playing against Tice and Enes Kanter. Enes Kanter can't play no D at all. So, I mean, that's what they say anyway. I feel like you got to be good at something to be in the NBA, but Enes Kanter is an offensive rebounder. But anyway, that's my video for today. I hope everyone gets value out of it. Sorry I didn't make it under 5 minutes, but it's under 8 minutes so far. But thank you for your time, and I appreciate it. And good luck, everyone. I'm out.